All right, so my name is Michael DeLu, and if you're a fan of sports, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, MMA, boxing, whatever the case may be, subscribe to my channel and join the Pull Up the Tape community. I got you covered, all right? With that being said, let's get right into the politics of today's clip. All right, so I've always been a firm believer of closed mouths don't get fed, no matter what it is, whether it's an opportunity, a job, a girl, money, if you want, like whatever it is, closed mouths don't get fed. If you like something and you want something really bad, go after it to the best of your ability. Say what you got to say, do what you got to do. Just chase after what you're looking for, okay? And that's the same with the franchise quarterback, all right? The Carolina Panthers decided to trade up, and they are now trade up from 9th to 1st, and they're trading with the Bears. So the Bears are trading the number 1 overall pick to the Panthers in 2023, all right, this upcoming draft. So this is the 13th time in NFL history that this has happened, as well as the first time it's happened in 7 years. And last time it happened was in 2016, okay? So the Panthers just hired Frank Wright as their new head coach. He's low-key kind of seen in NFL circles as a quarterback whisperer or quarterback guru, whatever the case may be. And like I said, man, if you like what you see, go after it. It doesn't matter whether it's a girl, some shoes, a franchise quarterback, a car, a house, whatever the case may be. You like what you see, you go after it, all right? And now the Panthers have put themselves in position to draft a franchise quarterback, or what they perceive to be a franchise quarterback, as they're either going to draft Bryce Young of Alabama, Heisman winner, or they're going to draft Ohio State standout quarterback C.J. Stroud. Okay, one of those two guys is going to be the quarterback for the Panthers for, let's say, at minimum the next 3 years. Okay, and I'm not exactly too sure who the Panthers are going to pick, but they're obviously in love with one of these guys, and they knew for a fact they weren't going to get these. They weren't going to get either of those dudes sitting at 9, so they pulled the lever and just made it happen. I'm not mad at it. Be aggressive, get who you want, because at the end of the day, a franchise quarterback is extremely hard to come by. A franchise quarterback is extremely hard to come by. When you have one, you are setting your franchise up for success for the foreseeable future, for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. At least 10 years. Perfect example, the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints haven't had the New Orleans Saints before Drew Brees got there were terrible. They were called the Aints for a very, very, very long time. They were terrible, and part of it was because they didn't have a franchise quarterback. Look at the Bears. The Bears haven't had Justin Fields might be the best quarterback the Bears have had since Jay Cutler. That I don't even remember when teams without, look, my team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, we have never had a really, really good franchise quarterback. The last time we had decent play at the quarterback spot was when I became a fan, when we still had David Garrard. And we sucked ever since. Teams that have good quarterbacks are good. Teams that don't have good quarterbacks suck. That's literally how the NFL works. You get yourself a good quarterback, get yourself a good head coach, you start winning games. All right, let me talk about the Bears. So Bears GM, Ryan Poles, clap it up. Clap it up for him because, hey, man, he did the damn thing. Prior to this draft, there was a lot of questions about Justin Fields because whether he was going to be the quarterback for the future moving forward for the Bears, because Ryan Poles did not draft him. He was drafted by the last regime. But after today, it is clear that Justin Fields is his guy, and they are going to equip him with all the necessary tools to figure out if he's the long-term quarterback. This is essentially a no-brainer for the Bears. It's risky as fuck for the Panthers if whoever they draft doesn't work out, but the Bears gain draft capital as well as a receiver for Justin Fields. So overall, the Bears will get the 9th overall pick for this year. They're swapping picks for this year. They get a second-round pick as well this year, the 61st overall pick. They get a first-rounder for next year, first-rounder in 2024. And they get a second rounder in 2025, and they also get DJ Moore. And DJ Moore has been a very, very productive receiver since entering the NFL. Simply put, his rookie season, he had 55 catches for 788 and 2 touchdowns. His next year, 87 receptions, 1175, 4 touchdowns. The next year, 66 receptions, 1193, 4 touchdowns. The next year, 93 receptions, 1157, 4 touchdowns. And last year, he had 63 receptions for 888 and 7 touchdowns. So this year was the first year since his rookie season he didn't have over 1,000. He had three straight seasons of over 1,000 rushing yards, receiving yards. I mean, and his total for his career right now, after 5 years of being in the NFL, 363 yards, 5,200 receiving yards, and 21 touchdowns. That is elite production. That is a number one receiver, something that Justin Fields hasn't had since he was in college, okay? So they're equipping Justin Fields with all the necessary tools to figure out if he is that guy. They traded for Chase Claypool at the trade deadline last season. They were actually interested in DJ Moore because they were trying to see what exactly the Panthers were going to do with their offense. You know what I mean? Like, they were a struggling team. Typically, bad teams trade away their good players to get draft capital and to be able to retool and, you know, just start over again. So, hey, man, kudos to Ryan Poles. Hey, this is a great day for the Bears. Again, this is great. Like, there's no risk involved with this at all. They traded back 8 spots. They're getting a first round pick. They're getting a first round pick and 2 second picks, and a very, very productive receiver. That's amazing. That's amazing. Honestly, that's amazing. So they're giving Justin Fields now now I feel like they need to address their offensive line. I mean, they have a lot of holes on their team. But I see that the receiver room is set now. The receiver room is set. And a good for them, man. I mean, I feel like I don't want to say it's a win-win situation for both teams, but I mean, for the Bears, it's a win-win situation. And if the Panthers draft the right guy, they're set for the next 10 years. Simply put, they're set for the next 10 years. Which, I mean, again, that's great for them. Honestly, great for them. Win-win situation for both teams, essentially. We'll see how it plans out. We'll see who the Panthers end up drafting with the first overall pick. They have 48 days. They have 48 days to figure out who exactly they're going to take because now they're on the clock. So the scouting assessment begins. But credit to them because they knew they weren't going to get either of these two guys sitting at 9th. So being aggressive and jumping the gun and getting to it before another team did it, got to respect it. With that being said, my name is Michael DeLu. Get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Did the Panthers make the right decision? What do you think? Who do you think the Bears should draft? Or I don't know. What do you think the Bears should do with their draft capital? With that being said, my name is Michael DeLu. Hit the subscribe button. Join the Pull Up to Take community. I'm out this bitch. I'm going to catch you on the flip side.